Hey everybody, I know that right now in your lives, everything's changed. I know there's a feeling of uncertainty. I know that you probably have kids home from school. Your daily habits have changed. You're isolating, we're quarantining ourselves. I mean, our lives have really been turned upside down. And today I want to talk to you about kind of where we stand as a company and not necessarily around the coronavirus itself. So I'd like to take the health issues and kind of put that off to the side and say we need to follow the CDC guidelines for those things. But I just want to talk with you guys about real estate specifically, and then about kind of our business of real estate. So just to set the perspective of this video, I want to make sure everyone understands that we're talking about just the real estate in our business in our current situation, and not necessarily the virus itself. So I had a really interesting email from somebody I care dearly about in our organization, and I get to work with her every single day. And what was interesting about the email was she said in the email she wrote, "Hey Caleb, I'm here for you. I can't believe at what a stressful time this is. I hope you're not stressing out too much with all of your companies." And I thought it was a really interesting email, and I appreciate it very, very much. It was a very loving email. But what it said to me was that I don't think I'm communicating well enough of our position and what I actually feel like during this time, and I'm here to share that with you guys today. When she sent me that email, I had realized I had daily interactions with her, but yet I still wasn't communicating the fact that I'm actually not worried as of real estate and the business inside of it. I'm just not. I have this quote that's been stuck in my head for the last 4 years. The quote was, "Only the paranoid survive." And the reason I say 4 years was I heard that quote for 4 years, and it kind of explained the way that I do business. And I want to share a little bit about that with you guys. When I heard that quote, I thought that is such an interesting quote because that's exactly how I do business. But I want to make sure that our people understand that I'm actually not that worried right now. And the reason for that, of why I'm not worried, is I've literally been planning on a market downturn for 8 years. I came into the business during the greatest recession of all times, and it was spurred on by real estate. So I very much understood what it looked like. And so that's been in the back of my mind ever since then, and we've been prepared for it. So when I talk about a little bit more about being prepared for it, I have this interesting story, or it's not even a story, but it's an interesting question that I like to ask people when they say they want to start investing in real estate. And I ask them, when you go and buy Chinese takeout or any type of takeout and you go pick it up, when you go into the restaurant, you pay for your food, they give you your food, and you go back to your vehicle and you're about to drive it home for you and your family, where do you place the takeout? And they always pause for a moment, and then they say, well, I put it on the seat, or I put it in the trunk, or I put it on the floor. And they look at me kind of funny, but the reason I ask that question is I'm trying to judge the risk tolerance. I'm someone that when I get in the car and I got my takeout, I put it on the floor. And the reason I put it on the floor is because I believe that I go, okay, if I get in a car crash or if I slam on the brakes, that food is already in the lowest spot. It's already prepared for an impact or a sudden stop, and it's not going to get all over my car. I kind of run our businesses the same way, going, how can I prepare our businesses so that way when an accident happens, because we know that there's a good chance that I might have to slam on the brakes for a reason or something might happen, that we're prepared for that moment. And that kind of explains where we are today as an organization. So when I say we've been preparing for this literally for 8 years, here's what it looks like. Steph and I have literally denied our family income from our businesses for 3-4 years sometimes, and we reinvested a lot of that money. And why we did that was we wanted to build a financial moat around our businesses. And the piece I want to get through to everybody is that our businesses are just fine. They're going to be just fine. They're going to weather this storm. And I just want to make sure all our people know and understand that they can count on Keller Williams for being a safe zone for their businesses. More specific ways that we have been preparing for this is that we've literally taken profits from the companies and we've reinvested it and made sure that we have no debt on our businesses. We've made sure that our real estate, we aggressively pay real estate off. We have several of our buildings paid for. And then we've built an emergency fund, basically stockpiling cash so that if we have to run this organization with nobody selling houses, we can run for a very, very long time. I think it's important for people to know and understand that. You have enough chaos going on in your personal life. We have enough uncertainty going on with the markets. We have enough fear going on with the coronavirus that I just want to make sure that everyone understands that we've built Keller Williams and we're going to continue to build Keller Williams as a safe haven for you, your businesses, and your professional businesses. You guys all count on us to make wise decisions. We take that very, very seriously, and we have been for a very long time. Another thing we've done in preparing for this is that we've built multiple streams of income into our organization. We've done it through building the fund. We've done that through investing in the title company. We've done that through investing in real estate investments. We've done that through profit sharing. We've built multiple streams of income to kind of give the company a stability that there's not only one source of income coming into it, there's multiple sources of income. When we're evaluating a real estate investment, I think this applies to our current situation. And it applies to my story about the takeout food, is that we look at it, when we buy a real estate investment, we look at it and then we say, okay, what does this asset look like on its worst day? Well, we do that exact same thing with our companies, and we say, okay, what does it look like on our worst day if nobody sells a house? And we prepare for that. We've ran these exercises each year, and I hope that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. And that is why I'm not worried of the situation we're in today. I'm just not worried that we're going to get knocked out of the game, or that we're going to have to, we're going to lose millions of dollars or anything like that. I'm not worried, because we've been preparing for the worst day for a very long time. All right, the next piece that I want to talk about is, as a lot of you know, I don't spend a ton of time in the past. I think we can learn from the past, but I'm actually most excited about is the future. Through every uncertain time, when fear is really high, I mean, Warren Buffett says this all the time, is that when everybody else is running with fear, that's when it's time to go. That's when it's time to look for the opportunity. And I'm going to challenge you guys, in the midst of your chaos, I know it's tough right now, but I want you to try to find the opportunity inside of the real estate world of how you can change the way you do business, and how you can take advantage of the current situation to better yourself, how you can help the person standing next to you. I'm really going to challenge everyone. I really want to challenge everyone to just look at the way they do business a little bit differently. And on some levels, we're actually being forced to. We have no choice. Some of you guys are doing virtual open houses. Some of you guys are doing virtual showings. You guys are FaceTiming. You're doing electronic contracts. All those things. We can still do business as usual. It's just got to be a little bit different. At Keller Williams here, our bills are going to be paid. We're going to be just fine. We will not be laying off any staff. We won't be doing anything like that. We have financially been preparing for this day for a very long time. What that means for you guys, though, is that if you don't feel the same way, so if like at home, maybe you don't feel as confident as with what I'm saying with the companies, we want to hear from you. We want to work with you. We want to help you get out of whatever current situation that you're in, or how this situation has impacted you. We're here for you. The leadership teams are here for you. We want to help you kind of step away from that, look at things a little bit differently, and get you on the right path that is a better fit for you and your finances and your family. One of the really good things that I hope comes out of this is that we all take a better look at our lives financially and personally, going, how can we set ourselves up so that way when the next crisis happens, because we know downturns happen in market. We know that they happen in the markets. How can we prepare ourselves for the next one? And that's I think one good thing that comes out of a horrible situation like this, where people's health is at stake. One good thing is that we can go, how can we better prepare for the future? And I'm going to challenge you and your families to start thinking about that right now. You and your businesses to start thinking about now, is how can we use this and what's happened to prepare for the future? What does it look like in the future, in a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, if this happens? How can we better prepare ourselves from what we've learned from this incident to set ourselves up on a more secure foundation for ourselves and for our families? This whole situation reminds me of this story, and I'd like to share it with you because I think it gives a very good description of what's going on and kind of how we as Keller Williams and our offices have been prepared for this moment. It's a story about this farmer, and this farmer was running around. He was having a very hard time finding someone to work on his farm. They knew that this farmer had a farm. It was by the ocean, and every time the wind would blow and storms would come up, it caused havoc on this farmer's farm. Well, one day he came across a farmhand that he was trying to hire, and he asked the guy a question, "Why should I hire you?" And the farmhand said that, "I sleep when the wind blows." And the farmer was desperate, so he said, "Fine, you can come work with me. I don't understand your answer, but you can come work with me." For several weeks, the farmhand worked with the farmer. There was no storms or anything like that until one night a storm picked up, and it was a big storm, and the farmer ran to the farmhand. It ran to where he was sleeping. He said, "Wake up, we have to go secure our crops, we have to go protect the farm." And the farmhand rolled over and he said, "I told you when you hired me, I sleep when the wind blows." And the farmer got furious. He ran out of his room, and he ran to the hay pile, and he realized that the hay pile was all covered. And then he ran to his animals, and he realized that all the animals were in the barn. And he ran around the farm, and he realized that every single thing that he typically prepared for, or that he had to get done, was already done. And he realized that what the farmhand had meant in that moment, that he sleeps so that when the wind blows. And that's the story of us. The only thing that I would like to add to this story is that once we've realized that we're secure and that we've got kind of the things taken care of that we needed to take care of, this is a great opportunity to go down the road and help the person that might not be as secure. They might not have prepared as well. There's a lot of people that could really use our help right now, and as an organization, I think we could be leaders not only inside our company, but in the industry as a whole. And I encourage you guys that if you're in a really good spot and you have everything secured for your family and your health is taken care of, let's get out there and help other people who might not have been as prepared as we are for this incident. But rest assured, for us and our organization, we absolutely can sleep when the wind blows.